Universal view. We're all checked out of the hotel and we've just left our luggage with Bell Services because our flight's only at 10:20 tonight, so we don't want to be like carting our cases around with us all day. So we've left them with Bell Services. We're going to go and do like everything that we're doing today and then come back here for the bags and get our Uber or Lyft to LAX from here. So we're just currently waiting outside the hotel. We've just booked a lift to take us to the Warner Brothers studio tour. Our bags are a bit overweight. We've tried and tried to get the weight down, but it doesn't seem to have worked, so God knows how much we'll get charged. We're not massively over, but we are over, so we'll just see what they do at the airport. But it is what it is. But yeah, we're going to the Warner Brothers studio tour first this morning. I think that's a 3-hour tour, and then we're going to go and do some sightseeing afterwards. But obviously we'll take you along with us whatever we decide to do, but we're very excited for the tour, especially after doing the Universal one yesterday. It's just given us, yeah, it's really good, and it's just given us like a taste for the backlot tours, you know. So yeah, we will let you know when we get there.
We'll have our characters stand on the front porch, do whatever scene that we need to do. But this is our lagoon nonetheless. So our lagoon can be filled with over 250,000 gallons of water. It takes about 10 hours to fill. This could be an ocean, it could be a pond, it could be a river, it could be whatever we need it to be. We just dye the water a different color and suddenly it's a new body of water altogether. Built in 2004, Warner Village has served as a lot of our suburban neighborhood sets. Yeah. Very much inspired by the Desperate Housewives neighborhood whenever it was constructed. Yeah. Again, everything in Warner Village is on the curve, much like our jungle set, so everything's going to look bigger on screen and everything is going to look like it goes on and on and on for miles and miles. And that way we don't see the end of the neighborhood. No matter where we look, our mind fills in the rest. Inside all of these houses, believe it or not, are actually production offices for shows that film here on the studio lot. So different writers' rooms, different general offices are going to be all inside of these houses. So we only utilize the outside for filming. So this would be the neighborhood that you see in the early 2000s for shows like George Lopez. This also would be Charlie's neighborhood that you see on 2.5 Men. But other sitcoms like Mom, Fuller House, Bob Hart's Abishola have all occupied Warner Village at some point. This house in the Muppets movie, if you have any Muppets fans. And then beyond our last house on the left, everyone, I encourage everyone to kind of look beyond the houses if we can see some older buildings, so they're kind of tan-colored, beige-colored. One with the very harsh slant in the roof. All of those buildings back there were the original Looney Tunes animation offices. So all of our original characters designed in that back corner of our back lot. It is the back corner of the back lot because all of the animators for Looney Tunes in the heyday of Looney Tunes animation were all pranksters and were constantly pulling pranks on everyone that worked here in the front lot and the back lot sets at Warner Brothers. So Jack Warner said, okay, I'm going to make sure that they're as far away as possible from everything important for this year at the studio. So that's why they're in the very back corner. Recognize it as Stars Hollow, Connecticut on Gilmore Girls, or Rosewood, Pennsylvania on Pretty Little Liars, Salinas, California on East of Eden, River City, Iowa on The Music Man. I could do this for about an hour. But we call this the Phoebe house because this is also Phoebe Cates' house that you see in a movie called Gremlins, one of our classic Warner Brothers films. So pretty much also be pretty much any city hall or college in any movie or TV show. You can see our L train that we built for ER. So this L train that you see here to our right hand side will be part of the outside of the hospital that you see in almost every episode of ER beyond season 2. This blue faded building that's behind our L train, this would have been used in the 1990 Flash TV series originally. But we also used the same building in a movie called Batman Returns. This would have been the Gotham City Hall of Records, where Danny DeVito as the Penguin goes to find out who his parents are. We very quickly can go from Chicago to New York, if you look to our left-hand side. New York Street here, everyone, actually predates Warner Brothers. This street itself was built in the early 1920s, originally owned by First National Pictures, a silent film company that we actually bought this entire studio lot from in 1928. So this section itself predates Warner Brothers. These buildings that you see, though, are actually the second version of the buildings here in New York Street, though, because New York Street in its entirety burned down in 1952. So we rebuilt it exactly as it was before. So the second version of all the buildings that you see here. When the fire broke out in 1952, Jack Warner, instead of calling the fire department, instead called the camera department to film it all for stock footage. And to this day, that stock footage has never been used. They also spent 3 months redesigning New York Street entirely for The Last Samurai in 2003, turning this into late 1800s Tokyo. So they spent 3 months redesigning New York Street for that film, and what ended up being about 2 minutes. We also have things going on to our left-hand side that I don't know anything about. So we're gonna... Alright, I'll go up here. We'll park closer to French Street. So ahead of us, everyone, if we look very straight ahead of us, you see a building on the very corner with the signs that says coffee, espresso, bakery, everything like that. That's our last standing set from a movie called Casablanca in 1942. Our last standing set. And there's a lot of set decoration, as you can see over here. You saw some people kind of loading into an equipment trunk. They had a production that was here last week, or the last couple weeks really. And so they're kind of tearing down that set at the moment. So that's kind of the action that you see going on over here. I don't know what show it's for. So, I could just hear that question coming.
Yeah.
We're not going to use a lot of permanent materials, whether it's brick or stone or anything like that, because our set designers need to completely redesign areas as quickly as possible. All right, my group. Once again, this courthouse right here would have been seen in the 1960s Batman TV series. This would have been Commissioner Gordon's office that you see in any of these sound stages. 31 here. We do skip the number 13 though, because we're very superstitious. So technically, if you want to say we have 30, that counts too. All right, follow me this way. So sitcom stages have generally looked the same for about 60 years. And when I say multi-camera sitcom, what I mean is that typically, for a show like this, we're going to have about 4 or 5 cameras that are rolling at any given time. Each one with its own specific purpose, whether one's going to have a wide shot of the entire scene, or whether one's going to have a close-up of a character or anything like that. Each camera is going to have their own role as they're filming any sort of TV show. That movie was kind of innovative at the time because it was made to look like one continuous stage throughout the entire movie. Lights on the corner of every single stage. Those are called wigwags. If they pointed a real camera at it, how we could pretend this has a little bit more dimension than is actually present at the moment.
So true.
Fun little magic trick, right?
Yeah.
Alright, everyone. So
Stage 16 became the tallest stage in North America in 1936 while filming Cain and Mabel, starring Clark Gable and Marion Davies. Davies felt the stage should be taller to fit more elaborate sets. Workers painstakingly raised the stage 30 feet off the ground with hand cranks to reach its current height of 98 feet, instead of adding the height to the top of the stage. This allowed Cain and Mabel to resume production much faster. Since its completion, this stage has housed some incredibly large sets for memorable films, like the park for the Shapoopy dance sequence in The Music Man, the drag race in Rebel Without a Cause, the Riverboat Poker Tournament in Maverick, and the grand finale of The Goonies. Stage 16 houses a giant water tank underneath its floorboards that allows the stage to be filled with millions of gallons of water.
Oh, that was for the perfect storm.
They can get pretty crazy in there, as you saw.
Hands, watch your step, folks.
Take a picture there.
There you go. Do you want a sandwich?
You having one? Ben, have you seen the chocolate couch? How good are they?
Which one do you want?
Chocolate with mocha. I don't want chocolate with mocha, I don't like coffee. Either red velvet or vanilla with raspberry.
Should we get vanilla raspberry?
Yeah.
Cupcake latte and the pure caramel. Anything else?
No, thank you.
We've just finished up the guided section of our Warner Brothers studio tour, which has been really good. We've been to loads of the back lots and
was really good, wasn't
front
it?
lots. Our guide was really good. He was funny as well, he kept throwing a few jokes in there, which was funny. And we saw loads of Friends painting.
There was a lot of Gilmore Girls sets as well.
We saw loads of the Gilmore Girls. We saw loads of Gilmore Girls and Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah, Pretty Little Liars.
And then some new like sitcoms and stuff that are being filmed, and we saw some of the sets of Young Sheldon as well. We didn't see the actual sets, but we saw like the stages, the sound stages where they're being filmed. But we've just come into like the self-guided part now, and the first bit that we've come to is the Friends Cafe.
No, funny, but we're in Central Perk.
We're in Central Perk, guys. So we've just got some breakfast. So Ben's got a coffee, and I've got a pure caramel non-blended drink, which is basically like a caramel cream from Starbucks. And then we've got a cupcake, which what was vanilla with raspberry frosting. It's got like a little Central Perk thing on top. I'll show you. I'll turn the camera around. So this is our...
Please ignore the frosting on the table.
Yeah, I dropped it. This is our cuppy cake, and we've also got a chocolate cream cannoli, which Ben has just cut in half for us. So yeah, I'm gonna have these and then start going around. So they said that there's more of a Friends section, Harry Potter.
This is like set up to look like a Friends set.
Yeah, this is like the Friends cafe, and there's like a couch and a TV there, which is cool. And there's like a shop with loads of Friends merchandise, so we'll go and have a look over there in a minute.
Out to the Central Park cafe.
Yeah. The couch that we sat on near the fountain, we did have a little picture, but the couch that was over there was just like a fiberglass one to make it look like
0 to 10 would sit again, wasn't very comfortable.
It's not made for sitting, it's made for pictures. But yeah, so I think that is the actual one, or a replica.
I think that's a replica, and the actual one's on the other side.
But it's just really cool in here. And the cafe, there's loads of options. Well, like, it's a bit early, but they have like hot lunches and stuff. So if you came to one of the later tours, it would definitely be good to get food.
You could go and like a sandwich. They had like different special sandwiches as well.
Pizzas and stuff, and pizza wedges.
The pizza corn looked well nice. Went for the cakes instead.
We have the cakes, delicious and nutritious breakfast. But yeah, we're gonna eat these and then carry on our little tour.
You ate my sandwich? It was a simple mistake. It could happen to anyone.
The Mortal Kombat film.
Tight without trying to do this or something like that. It's very confusing. So I have to constantly look at
All the ideas going to be very personal and individual, so it's going to start putting down ideas. Then the writer goes off sometimes to someone else and has 2 weeks of then turning the script. So by the time we get to the beginning of prep,
Iron Giant. Oh, I love that film when I was younger. Sick film.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, it's a great film. I had an Iron Giant action figure.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why am I not surprised?
There's an idea that you can create something that just is okay.
Order and the chaos of the Joker to work against something. So the story that the director wants to tell.
We need to maintain a close cooperation with us in the whole obviously, with the costume department, and all of us, of course, listening and serving the director.
Each production designer is different. They approach it different. I started in 1938 as a movement boy in the art department.
Famous rings.
Just saying.
There's an idea that you can create this.
Mad.
A little caveat to that, I will say, obviously people bump into things, drop mugs. We have had to replace some of the set dressing. For example, the computer you see sitting back there on that round table, they call it a high top. That was the computer you always saw Ross on. Well, somebody bumped that table one day. The computer hit the floor and shattered into a million pieces. So we have had to replace that, some mugs, things such as that. You'll see there's these large mugs with some neon steam coming up from them. Well, at the end of filming that original episode, or the final episode of Friends, those mugs were gifted to the cast members. So they took those with them, so we had to replace those. But as far as this set goes itself, this is indeed the original set. The camera over here, that's one of the cameras that was used to film Friends as well. But it was used in the review.
Stop for the camera in 3, 2, 1. All right, let me get up.
How you doing? I wonder if he gets bored of saying that.
His throat hurts after.
Could I be any more excited?
Could I be any more excited?
Yes. That's my favorite exhibit. Oh, absolutely. I've never had enough time to do it.
I'm a bad man.
But before you record, I'm going to play the original scene for you to review, so pay close attention to Harry and the timing of his lines. And here it is.
Happy Christmas, Harry. Happy Christmas, Ron. What are you wearing? Oh, Mum made it. Looks like you got one too. I've got presents. Yeah.
Okay, picture is up. Get ready to record.
I'll do it with an accent.
Oh, cool.
Happy Christmas, Harry.
Happy Christmas, Ron. What are you wearing?
Oh, Mum made it. Looks like you got one too.
I've got a present. Oh, here we go. Happy Christmas, Ron. What are you wearing?
Oh, Mum made it. Looks like you got one too.
I've got a present.
You're still laughing at yourself.
Quite funny sometimes, isn't it? What are those?
Is it 2 different ones in one set?
No, it's like one big set, so you got like 2 sections.
Oh yeah.
The Joker is a complete psychopath. That's what it said.
We're in the back cave. Classic Batmobile. Suit from the best Batman trilogy, IMO.
And it's gonna let you know if you made it correctly or not. Oh, we just
You did not make it correct.
That's okay, you can always try again.
Master, it's gonna be a top 5.
Shrewd and sharp. Slithery!
Congratulations on your Oscar. Of course, any words for your fans here? They'll come to see you.
That's cool. Not the hoodie.
Yeah, it's cool.
finished our tour at the Warner Brothers studio, which was so good. We loved it. We've just ordered a lift, booked a lift, because we're going to go to the Griffith Observatory now. So that should be here in a few minutes. But the weather has gone really nice again. It was a bit overcast again this morning, still not cold but just a bit cloudy, but now the sun's out and it's
just
lovely.
With the breeze, isn't it? It's just a little bit of a breeze.
Yeah, you just feel it cooler, don't you? But I think it's going to be hot up at the observatory.
Yeah,
so
Uber driver this morning, and it's always like this.
And he said it's not.
He said it's just at the minute it's like this.
He said just this week it's just been like a bit cloudy in the mornings. But yeah, we've had such a good morning. We've actually spent longer there than we thought we would. We thought we would be done by about 12ish, because it said the tour was 3 hours, but we didn't realise that part of it was self-guided, so you can actually spend as much time as you want there. So it's now like 1:30, so we've had a good morning. We've definitely got our money's worth out of our ticket, haven't we?
And it was excellent.
We were panicking a little bit this morning, so when we booked our lift to drop us off, he dropped us off at like the other side of Warner Brothers property. I don't know whether he just did it to where like our
pin was dropped,
or whether he just didn't know where the entrance was. But we checked with like a security guard that was there, and he said, yeah, unfortunately you're gonna have to like walk over. It's like a 10 to 15 minute walk. And we were booked in for the 9 o'clock tour, and that was at like 22, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we were panicking because it said you have to check in 20 minutes before, which would have been perfect if it'd have dropped us off in the right place. But we had to walk, so we was like running, panicking. And then when we got here, they said, you don't need to worry, they run every 10 minutes anyway. So, well, the trams run every 10 minutes anyway.
Like
so
literally,
my legs were really hurting. I had like weird shin splints. It was a bit weird because I was like walking fast, which I've never had before. So it was a bit of an odd sensation. But it was fine, we got in. So word of warning, if you do have like a specific time booked, don't panic because the trams leave regularly and you can just go on any one. So we've just got to the Griffith Observatory, and it is crazy. The actual observatory is closed because we're here on a Thursday and it's only open Friday to Sunday. So obviously both of the days that we've been in LA, it's been closed, so we wouldn't have been able to do it anyway. But the views of the Hollywood sign are so good, and we're just walking over to see like Los Angeles, and yeah, it's just crazy. Wow. We're just walking around admiring all the views from around the observatory. LA is a bit like smoggy, so you can't see everything super clear, but it's such a good view, and there's all these different little like viewpoints, you know, in like the corners of it with the binocular things, which we haven't done, but we might do because we've got loads of change, so we might put some quarters in and have a closer look. But how incredible is that? So we've just come to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and we're going to walk along and try and get a few different bits done, but we're currently just outside the TCL Chinese Theatre, which is what the theatre in Hollywood Studios was designed off, which is really cool. So I'll show you what it looks like. This is the Chinese Theatre, and it looks incredible. The detail on those bits though is just insane, isn't it? And it looks as if they are... Is this like an actual working theatre?
Yeah, I think so.
So are they showing Doctor Strange at the moment?
Yeah.
And then they just did an announcement that you can do guided tours and go inside, but we're not going to do that. We're happy to just like see it from out here. So it is an actual theatre, and then the El Capitan is just across the road, which is another theatre. So that's really cool that both are so close to each other.
Cool, isn't it?
Oh look, there's a sign for Chippendale Rescue Rangers, an advert. But this is so cool. Just casually stumbled across a Sprinkles vending machine. How cool is that? We've seen Sprinkles ATMs before, but never a vending machine.
Never a full vendor. Also,
Ben's just bought himself a new hat.
there it is.
The view, the Hollywood sign from here. Oh, it looks really muggy on the thing, but it's not in person. There we go, that's better. Oh, okay. Is that where they filmed it?
Well, it must be. Oh.
Let me be right by your side, cause I know that this is right. Don't be shy, just get to know me. We can take this somewhere else. You and me can find ourselves. Stop pretending we are lonely. I can't call your bluff, cause I know that this is love. Can't pretend that you don't feel it. Be that thing that you missed. I know you can't resist. Let me make your life easy. I wanna be your company. I wanna be your company. I wanna be your company.
Diane man. Going in and out for dinner.
Obviously, we couldn't come to California without trying In-N-Out Burger. Ben's just gone and got our food. So here are our burgers. So we've got burgers and fries, and then I've got a Dr. Pepper. And what did you get, Ben? Sprite?
Sprite.
Yum! We'll let you know what we think. We've been waiting to try these for years.
Me and Nat thinking of buying a new house. Moving to Los Angeles.
Any fellow Selling Sunset fans, look where we are.
Feel like weirdos though.
Feel like proper creeps just standing outside taking pictures because
cool,
there's people in there. But the windows are like blocked out so you can't see who's in. Like I don't know if any of the cast are in or if it's like just
I don't think they will be because
if it's just like the rest. Yeah, but they actually work though.
Yeah, no, yeah, but still, I think they're just extras.
Shut up. But yeah, we can see the doggies, so we can see Nico and Zelda.
Yeah.
say goodbye to LA.
Bye.
Bye hotel. We've got all our cases here. We're just waiting for our lift to LAX. And surprisingly for me and Ben,
we're on time.
We're on time.
In fact, we're early.
We're early. I've got my mask ready for getting in the Uber, in the lift, sorry. But yeah, I'm really sad.
I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, lift have worked out a lot cheaper for most of our journeys, which has been good, hasn't it?
And for some reason it's processing better than Uber.
The payment.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had an issue with our first Uber payment saying it hadn't been taken out of the account. So we sorted that as soon as we realised. Obviously it only did it after we'd already had the journey, which usually it doesn't let you authorise it unless, because I don't know what the issue was with that.
Maybe my bank put a freeze on it or something, or put a stop to it or something.
Yeah, they thought it was like suspicious activity maybe. But yeah,
all the other lift ones have been connected to the same card and have gone through.
Yeah, and I have also noticed that a lot of the lift drivers have like Uber stickers in the window anyway.
Yeah, they must switch between.
So I think they probably work for both anyway. But yeah, we're just waiting for our car to take us to LAX. We'll see how we get on with these overweight suitcases. We have no idea where that's going to go.
We only have 21 kilogram suitcases, but now Ben's is 26 and Nathalie's is 25.
Oops.
And look at the extra bag that we have acquired.
We've got like a big carrier bag as well as our little suitcases. But in fairness, my backpack will fit inside of that, so that could technically be my personal item if they'll let us.
I think it's a bit big for your personal item, honey bun, but
these will be.
That can be a personal item, and then this we can just carry through.
Yeah.
So it's only snacks.
We'll see how we get on. Oh, we've got our donuts as well. Could eat those in the airport. Yo.
We've got dog nuts. We've got cake pops. We've got Haribos. We are set for this 4-hour
flight. We've got good snacks. Our In-N-Out burger before was amazing, so good. I don't know what food there is in the airport for us to get, because we're going to need something before we get on the plane, because our flight's at like 10:20. But we'll just see when we get around the other side. Are you checking how far away he is?
Yeah, I am.
But yeah, we're heading over to the airport now, so I'm not sure whether we'll film anything there. Probably will.
We're going to be in a Tesla.
Are we?
A Tesla Model Y. I hope that's big enough for our suitcases.
Well, we've booked an XL, so it will be.
Take us up in 6 minutes.
And I'm going to check us in online when we're in the car. Just then that saves us time at the airport as well.
Check our suitcases.
Add our bags. Yeah, you can check the bags in online. It's just when we get to bag drop, we might get charged extra. But we'll see.
If it's a charge, like one standard charge for an overweight bag, we'll put everything in one suitcase.
Yeah.
And then so we just get charged once rather than being charged twice.
I feel like I'm really squinting because we're looking like right at the sun here. But yeah, we're going to go now because our car will be here in a minute and we'll see you at the airport. What is it? Teriyaki chicken?
Yeah, teriyaki chicken ball with rice.
Nice. We're sharing this just before we get on the flight.